This Wednesday was January 6th, the one-year anniversary of the insurrection at Capitol Hill. 1 year later, many of us are still trying to make sense of that day, on which American citizens stormed the Capitol building in an attempt to overturn a free and fair election. Americans have always prided ourselves on our freedom of speech, our right to express ourselves and our opinions, to openly disagree with the government. And indeed, the right to freely express our opinions and our disagreement in society is core to our democracy, sacred in our society. And yet, in order for disagreement to be productive and not destructive, there must be limits and boundaries. So, what are the appropriate limits and boundaries of disagreement in a democracy? There is a Jewish teaching that can guide us in this question. In Pirkei Avot, the ethics of our sages, our forebears taught, "Every dispute that is for the sake of heaven will in the end endure, but one that is not for the sake of heaven will not endure." Which is the controversy that is for the sake of heaven, they ask? Such was the controversy of Hillel and Shamai. And which is the controversy that is not for the sake of heaven? Such was the controversy of Korach and all of his congregation. What is the difference between these two cases? Hillel and Shammai registered deep disagreement on matters that threatened to separate their followers entirely. But they did so, the Torah tells us, with respect and a basic desire to remain as part of one people. Korach, on the other hand, registered disagreement that intended to foment rebellion and to separate from the leadership of Moses and Aaron. In a democracy, disagreement can be registered in the deepest of ways, on the most core issues. But some disagreements cannot extend so far as to break apart the society itself or to do away with democracy. The Confederate Army wanted to break apart the Union. The insurrectionists on January 6th of 2021 wanted to do away with democracy by overturning the results of a fair election. Like Korach, these efforts are not destined to succeed. The legacy of these leaders will not last. As we mark the anniversary of that attempt, let us strive to strengthen a democracy that emulates the model of Hillel and Shammai, one in which we can register deep disagreement, but with respect and with a desire to remain ultimately united. May the wisdom of our sages always be our guide.